just set up at one of the schools, language schools I regularly go to. I remember having a bully in middle school, and I finally stood up to him, and I remember I had my hand on his bottom, I wouldn't say his throat, like the bottom of his neck, and I was just hitting him in his face, and he was just unable to stop me for whatever reason. I dazed him, and so my right fist was on his left jaw, cheek. And about the third hit, I just felt so bad for the kid. I mean, he was just a moron. He was being really bad to me. But he was being goaded into it, and we were both basically pawns and victims of this whole thing. The higher level bullies were really kind of orchestrating this whole stupid thing, and even I could see that back then, as dumb as I was even back then, which is even dumber than I am now, which is still relatively dumb in some of these things. I would not say I'm a highly emotionally intelligent person. I would not say that. Having said all that, I get this request all the time. It's probably it would easily be some of my most requested content. And thank you for the requests and the ideas. They're often things I wouldn't think of, or I would think I've already covered enough, but people are asking for more, or to hear it a different way, or a deeper drill down, or whatever. And this one is going to be about my scamming experience. I talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago, I think it was. I just gave dawn is segment or section of something. And so dawn chow is the section of the morning. Dawn yen is the section of the late afternoon. And so I tell the story by dawn. I just do sections. Because it would be a long story. It would be probably tedious and difficult to tell the whole thing, and it might be boring to watch the whole thing all at once. But I'll try and give like a little overview here. I think that's what the person was sort of asking for, and I think that's something that is challenging, and I haven't maybe covered as well. But and this does show the elaborateness of some of the scams. And on one hand, this is a little bit extreme, but to shades of gray, this is not. And I'll attempt to reveal that. So my goal will be to be as maximally helpful to the viewer that might not be as familiar with Thai culture as I am. I've only lived here a year and a half. I also studied Thai culture and language a year and a half prior. I'm still in language school, and I'm kind of still in culture school because Fawn, my Thai wife here, not that I have a wife somewhere else, I don't know why I say it that way. She's unusually transparent and honest. The Thai culture is pretty opaque to foreigners as a general rule. Very Jaidi people, very good people, nothing but good things to really say about them in totality, in all honesty. But they tend to like the Thai culture is for the Thai people. I mean, I get that. Okay, you're in Thailand listening to Thai music, eating Thai food, listening to Thai music, doing Thai dancing. Are you noticing a theme? Did you catch the theme yet? So it is a little bit opaque to us, typically. Fawn, and I have a couple Thai friends in particular, and a couple of very experienced expat friends, which are also, two are quite linguistically gifted, which does also give me some insight into the culture. Through all that, I have had, I think, a much deeper peek into the culture than by far the average expat, by far, I would say, really. So with all that, let me just jump in and tell you some stuff. I do need to keep some stuff a bit vague and obfuscate a few things. I'm not looking to, Thailand, one, has very strong privacy laws. I'm not looking to be crossways with the law. Two, I'm really not looking to out a specific person, okay? I could. These people have a home in the States. I know where that is. I've been there. These people have a home in Thailand. I know where that is. I've been there. And these are very, very bad people. This entire family worked for a criminal organization, which had 3 brick and mortar locations. The whole thing it's a pyramid scheme, as these things ultimately are. They got to pay the boss. So backing up a sec, this is going to sound like, and the first thing I want to say is, now see people, how this is such a more sophisticated and unusual. Maybe. I don't know how unusual this is. I think the majority, or a lot of the scamming, is just bar girls, massage workers, prostitutes, various ladies in the sex industry, freelancing, doing the scamming on their own. And it's a very short hop, skip, and a jump from, They tell their parents they're going to get a job at this bar serving and wait staffing, and this maybe even what they even, in the best case scenario, let's just say that's what they even did. But they see all the other girls there making a lot more money, providing full services for the patrons of the bar, and eventually they go, geez, their mom needs the money, their grandma needs the money. These women are under an awful lot of social pressure. The women take care of everything here. You go to any function and the men are all, I'm sitting because I have a broken back, okay? So I'm sitting because I have to sit, all right? But the other people who are all able-bodied, all the other guys are all sitting around too, and the women do everything. And so now this very innocent young lady is the best example I have to tell you. Eventually she might, kind of yield to that financial pressure and start doing small stuff at first, then bigger and bigger stuff. Yeah, obviously you get where this goes. And then ultimately some of those bar girls are running scams. And I've personally met some here that work full-time as a bar girl, and they have multiple foreign guys on the hook. Very common they do the husband scam, 10,000 baht a month. If you start hearing 10,000 baht a month, it's a suspicious number. If someone volunteers to you 10,000 baht a month, now that's a common number guys choose to pay for stuff, and that's fine. But if a woman is saying 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, I'm not saying that makes them a bad person. I'm just saying that's a super common number the scammers like. Just that number in itself is a red flag. And then this lady just starts scamming on her own. She can, instead of just being a bar girl, now she can turn the tables and just go and run some scams and make a lot more money. I don't know what the salary for the wait staff at a bar is, but it's probably 6,000 or 8,000 baht a month. I doubt it's more than 10 or 12,000 at the high end, and that'd be double what a clerk makes. And I hear bar girls make pretty good money, so maybe that. I'm assuming they work on the service charges, so to speak, the tipping, so to speak, and then of course the scamming will be the big money. Because a lady can get 3, 4, 5 foreigners for 10 to 20,000 baht a month, maybe get her fat cat 40,000 baht a month. That's a lot of money. That girl's supporting her whole family and telling them, oh, I'm a waitress, I'm a big waitress here, I'm the boss waitress, or the family knows that they're doing this, or the family sent them to a school to learn how to, and the people that I knew, that's what the lady went through. Professional scamming school, how to really, be a professional criminal in that area. They go to school for that. They're taught how to scam and give a percentage to the boss. I want to say, I think it's like 30% or 50%, I'm not sure, but there's a percentage that goes to the boss, and then they keep the rest. But then they're not allowed to freelance, I believe. They're supposed to turn everything over within the boss, and then the boss is invariably an old man, and then he's got some muscle, and then, he's got a hook into the family, usually one way or another. They've borrowed money, they've gambled, they can't pay, whatever it is. And so these are the types of scammers you see. And that latter type, that more vicious type, that was a type that I ran across. And what I did is I became friends with this one lady, and we just became friends. She was around my age, attractive for her age, but I wasn't like interested in her as a date or anything. I knew her husband, actually, who was a foreign guy. I later found out she was sleeping with his best friend at the end, just as we were parting company, when I realized what she was. But she had this lovely niece that she could introduce me to. And I dated her for a while. Extremely pretty lady. I showed a brief blanked out across the eyes and nose, bridge of the nose and stuff, like a police photo. I blanked out redacted her photo a little bit, and I showed it only for maybe 2 seconds. But I did show a picture of her. She's quite pretty and inappropriately young, and I should have known better. So the point is, for the scamming, how would you avoid this? I mean, some of these scammers are just, ladies working on their own, and then that's a lot less dangerous. You get the professional types, and that can be a little more dangerous. One, they're better at scamming you. Two, they do have muscle. And when I asked her expat husband to kind of vouch for these people, because even then I didn't know that Thai scamming existed. I was brand new here with all this stuff. I had no knowledge of any of this. None of my Thai language lessons said, no, okay, now here's how scammers and bar girls work. I mean, they don't teach you that, and they probably should, okay? I asked her husband, and it's great, but he was clueless. And he was a scam. Later on, I put together, he's a scam victim himself. What he was paying her and what she was doing, she's totally scamming him. I'm pretty sure he's not paying her so she can sleep with his best friend behind his back. I don't know their relationship, but I doubt that was one of the parameters they agreed upon. Sorry, man, I'm getting a little angry. But I think having the family and background players is maybe more common than I was originally thinking. And I think you want to be wary of that because I've seen that here. I've seen that with people peripheral to my life here with Fawn. No one involved directly with Fawn and anything like that. She calls it out even before I got a chance to think that that could be an ugly thing. They're wonderful, lovely people, but bad things can happen. It is an opaque culture. You can't know everything here. I speak Thai at a relatively good level. I'm nowhere near fluent, but I understand enough words and such. I can generally tell what's going on. You just have to be careful. You don't know what's going to happen. You can get blindsided here. And the guys that double down on their bet with one particular lady or family or whatever, that I've never heard that story end well once they get to that point. They just double down, spend more money, and then they're heartbroken, then they're broken, then they leave. Don't do that. Leave non-broke. Don't leave broke, leave non-broke. That's way better. Because at this point, right, we're all in a little bit of trouble. Maybe physically we're older, we're likely not working, or if we're working, it's very little or for very little money. You screw up financially at this age, at this point in your life. And I've seen a lot of guys, that's really common. Like, these scammers aren't dumb. They can be clever, and you can be parted from your money. So you do need to be careful. And you do need to be careful because look at my situation where the aunt vouches for the niece. I check with the expat husband. He says, oh, yeah, it's all good. But he's clueless. That's like asking Bozo the Clown what the stock market's going to do. Why did I bother wasting my time asking him? I should have asked my son's pet turtle. He'd know more about all this. Actually, his turtle's really smart. You can get multiple players involved. And I've seen that here where there's multiple people involved. I've seen it a couple of times, not aimed at me, but aimed at someone near me. I would, just because somebody vouches for somebody or you know a good person and they know somebody, that should mean nothing to you. You got to look at every situation carefully. And it can be really hard to know what's a scam or not because, in all honesty, these people are poor. Most of them, if you're in the Isan region like me, and by me, Isan region, I mean a half hour north of the city of Kolad, okay? And that's all I can speak to directly is here or a place that's like here. I have no idea what they do in Konkan. I got no idea what they do in Mukdahan. I got no idea what they do in Bangkok City. Well, I have a little bit of an idea of Bangkok. In Bangkok, it's a little more mutual and a little more Western type dating. They pay for dinner, you pay for a dinner. They don't expect to be supported as much generally. It's more what you're used to back home. Why didn't I move there? I do like the quiet here. That's my scamming story a little bit. I mean, there's a structure of it, guys. This is I'll just lay out the structure. So I had an aunt, a friend, a niece, expat vouches. I meet a daughter of the aunt, become a minor friend with her, and she all vouches. These are all, the cousin's a nice lady, and then the cousin needs a new iPhone, and then the cousin needs a little bit of money. It was just stupid. It was looking back, it was like I can't believe how dumb I was. It was just dumb. It was just really, really dumb on my part. And it hurt and whatever, but the heartache is what really hurt because I was so stupid. This beautiful lady was just, they'll shower you with attention. Like if you're, recently divorced or whatever, or you've been married before in the West, a lot of neglectful relationships there. Virtually all my married friends back home complain about the neglect and the lack of attention. Who likes that, right? Where here you won't get that, and here you get all this attention. Oh, you're handsome. Oh, I need to see a picture of you today. How are you feeling? And we're older, so you might have a knee pain. To me, I got back pain or whatever. Oh, how's your knee today? Is it good? Do you need me to rub it for you? Whatever, right? And you're going to get that every day, and these long, flowery text messages, which you have to watch. One, a Thai lady competitively will pay a lot of attention to you because it's a competitive market for men. Men are in drastic short supply here. But you got to watch it because the scammers do that. When the emails are longer and more flowery and have more pictures and more emojis and more little flowery decorative little things literally visually in the message, if you get more and more and more of that, the odds keep going up and up. It's a scammer. You're getting attention every day. Yeah, the Thai lady's going to give you attention pretty much every day. But when it's really lengthy and flowery, and there'll be maybe a systematic feel to it, almost like they were taught it in school, right? Then you kind of can suspect more and more you're dealing with maybe a professional person. And they're just trying to ingratiate themselves to you, and they'll actually be your girlfriend. They'll actually marry you. But they'll start extracting money from you. And this person doesn't care about you. This person just sees you as an ATM machine. The difference being you support a lady, a good person, she actually loves you back because, wow, you're supporting her. You're making her dreams come true. And there's part of the difficulty too, right? It's what's a scam and what's just you're being a good supportive guy. And That's 50 videos all on its own, But there's a little bit of a start. There's a little bit of my story, how I got scammed. I got scammed because I was an idiot. And I had no knowledge that this happened. Ran into an Irish dude who came here sailing on sailed a sailboat here from Ireland to Thailand, and we get talking, and he's like, "Rob, you're in a scam." And my first reaction, I remember we're sitting at this big picnic table at the sailing club together, and I go, "Oh no, these are good people. No," I argued with him. He goes, "No, that's a scam." He goes, "Rob, if you look in the background," this is what he tells me. This is how I started to figure it out. It was really this guy telling me. I tell you his name, but it was like some crazy Irish, super Irish, like Lacarn or something. It was like some crazy, like, you'd meet him at an Irish pub somewhere name. Anyways, I can't remember it. But he says, "Rob, if you look in the background, there's an old man. He's running the scam. Think about it." And that lodged in the back of my head. At the time, I'm like, yeah, whatever. He goes, "Those people, they run the family. They got their hooks in the family. A lot of times the family doesn't even want to do it. Whether they want to or not, it's the same to you, though. It's going to hurt just the same." But he goes, "That man's making them. There's an old man in the background." He goes, "You watch." And he said it very confidently. So this guy knew a lot about Thai culture. And he'd lived in Pattaya for years. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever, man, whatever. And then in one ear, out the other. But it bounced around in my head a little bit. And about a couple weeks later, I was thinking, I met that old man that one time. And then in the body language, I have video of this asshole, pardon my language. I have video of this guy, by the way. I'd love to meet him in a dark alley. I would. He gave off this really evil vibe. I've only met maybe 2 or 3 people in my life that were really like bad people. Like, really, you know what I mean. Like, not like a guy, you jerk boss or something. I mean, that guy's still just a clown. I mean, like a really seriously bad, evil person. I've met only a couple in my entire life, and this guy was one of them. You get this super dark vibe, and your senses tell you this person's serious bad news, professional level bad news, and you know it. All right, there's my story. I hope that isn't too dark and too depressing. It was a great lesson. It really motivated me to do this channel. I've gotten thank yous from about a half a dozen guys saying that this channel specifically helped get them out of a scam. So if I got 6 people that sent an email about that, how many people actually did get out? Probably 5 times or 10 times as many, right? So that's awesome. That's awesome. So, all right, thank you. Thanks for listening to me. My name is Rob, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I meant every word I just said with respect.